thing to bear in mind when you talk about Republicans. The gentleman said he was a Republican, always voted Republican, but no longer. As I tried to explain earlier, the Republican cause has a lot of different elements. The elected officials are at the top of that, but they're only a part of it. There are a whole cascade of Republican organizations. There's the Hispanic Republicans, the Asian Republicans, the lawyers Republicans, the doctors are Republicans. Trust me, there is 200 plus groups out there, all promoting the Republican cause in different ways. But when you talk about the Republican Party, you're not talking about the elected officials that claimed they were Republican, that claimed they were conservative when they ran. You're talking about the people inside the party. People like Kathy, who's probably a lot more conservative than anyone else in this room. And Shaw McVeigh, in his own way, extremely conservative. Kathy Ross, Aaron Ross standing back there, you get her started, you might not know what conservative means.
I'm not conservative, I'm libertarian.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying for 20 years. But the bottom line is, when you attack the Republican Party, it's sometimes helpful to bear in mind that the party itself is ordinary people just like you. Matter of fact, a lot of you are actually members of the Republican Party, but we won't talk about that. But if you could help us, when it comes to election time, get conservative people elected, that's a goal that we share in common. There's sometimes you feel that elected Republican officials or aspects of the Republican cause, whether it's the RNC or the Senate Republican Congressional Committee or all these other groups, if at times they don't seem sufficiently conservative to you, bear in mind that they share a common goal, which is 50% plus one. And I know that none of you believe in compromise. That is kind of the nature of being a strong conservative. But sometimes somebody out there has to promote the compromises necessary to make sure that we win. As much as you dislike the current Supreme Court and their liberal interpretation of the Constitution, you're going to like it a whole lot less if the Democrats win another presidential election and undo 30 years of conservative progress in redefining and returning our country to a strict constructionist approach. So we will encourage you and help you in the ways that we can, and we hope that you will at least keep an open mind and understand that some of the things that are done for reasons that aren't always fully apparent, not necessarily nefarious. Sir, you had your hand up.
Mr. Gough, I appreciate your comments and I respect your position. I'm not sure that you actually heard what these people were saying to me. No. I don't think you heard what I've heard you do in response is to speak condescendingly to these people, as if they do not understand that we need to be able to flip the Congress in order to do what we need to do. Don't speak condescendingly to these people. They are one of you if you will join them. That's right. I ask you to respect what it is that they've done. I don't think that you've done it.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you a point when I was talking about a while ago. Saxby Chambliss, I voted for that man last year, okay? And how dare he not hold town hall meetings unless you had a personal invitation, okay? That's the only way you got into it. You had to be in one of these organizations within the community, okay, to be able to come to the meeting. And if you didn't belong to that organization, you couldn't come to the meeting.
Well,
I will not hold my nose next time and vote for that man. I don't care who runs against him. Okay?
Well, you're not going to get an argument out of us. You're inviting Saxby Chambliss to speak to the local Republican Party since before he was elected.
I mean, it's just those kinds of things. When you say Republicans, it's those kinds of things that we are fed up.
Well, guess what? I didn't get invited either.
I know.
I'm the county chair. We got 19,000 votes in the last presidential election. I can't get a recall return from Saxby Chambliss' office. So when we talk about, elected officials who disappoint, welcome to the wagon, because we've been disappointed for a long time. Okay? And I'm not picking on Saxby Chambliss. Okay? But if I want to see and talk to Saxby Chambliss, I go to the Chamber of Commerce to see Saxby Chambliss.
Yeah.
I go to see Ireland to see Saxby Chambliss. Because I cannot get Saxby Chambliss to come visit with the Republican Party of Glynn County. And we've been trying forever, trust me.
Maybe he
He
needs.
spoke last September.
I'm sorry?
I saw him last September in Darien, and that was held by the Republican Party.
Which Republican Party? McIntosh
This one
Party?
right here.
Not if it was in Darien.
No, you're thinking of two-way fish camp.
That's still here. That's still Glenn County, two-way fish camp.
Oh, that was before the election.
Yes.
Oh,
Saxby Chambliss and the governor will come in the weeks before their election if we schedule an event.
Thank you.
Once the election is over, that's the last time we will see them. Okay, and we ask, but we don't hold our breath.
Well, maybe we need to run somebody against Saxby.
There you go.
Who will be accountable to me.
Well, look, the Republican Party doesn't take sides. I know this is hard to believe. The GOP doesn't take sides in a primary. Any candidate who says they are a Republican, they get to run in that primary, and we don't take sides.
Well, that's their job.
That's the problem.
That's why we have the party, to make sure who's running, which one is the right one.
Well, we certainly want to encourage you to do that and hold their feet to the fire. But when you talk about